Hello, this is Melissa Sitole, and you're watching Mundane Wizards.
Hello fellow humans and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melissa here, back with another video. Hey, it's been a while guys. Hi. It's been, what is it, 2 months? Exams were destroying me. School was eating me alive. I was suffering under the weight of assignments and trying to understand topics that were not taught to me but were said that were taught to me. So how are you guys? That's how I'm doing. I'm just glad it's all over. I'm back home and I have more time for you guys. So in this video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about book tropes that are just ain't it. That are just not for me. You know what I mean? Like, there are book tropes that I eat up, and there are book tropes that make me either wary of reading the book, instantly put the book down and DNF it, or not even pick up the book at all. Some of these are actually top hate, and then some of these I'm like, I can deal with it. So first we're gonna start with tropes that I absolutely hate, and then I won't read books with it. And then tropes that like, I can read it in a book, but just know the book is not gonna get any type of 5 stars, maybe even 4 stars, highest 3 stars if we think about it. Okay, let's get into it. The first trope that I absolutely hate from the bottom of the pits of my soul is surprise pregnancy. If there's a book with surprise pregnancy, I ain't reading it. I will not read it. I will not. If it's in the description that there's gonna be a surprise pregnancy, obviously it's not gonna be a surprise then. Oh Jesus. But you guys know what I mean. If I see surprise pregnancy, bah, that book is closed. Bah, toss the book out. Nah, not for me. There is, like, I get the thing of like wanting characters to have children and have a family, but I don't want the baby to be the only reason that these two characters get together. Like those one night stand type of things where the girl ends up pregnant and now they have to figure out a way they co-parent and then they fall in love, because the only reason these two characters are going to be together is because of this child, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't want the child to be the basis and the foundation of their relationship, because if there was no child they wouldn't be together. Then you shouldn't be using the surprise pregnancy to get them together, because if they weren't going to continue this relationship or continue wanting to see each other after the one night stand or after whatever happened, then why bring a child into this? Don't use a child as a scapegoat for these people to fall in love. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So the next trope is second chance romances. I know. So this is not so much as hate, but like, I'm not going to instantly pick up a book that is second chance romance, if you know what I mean. Like, a lot of the times when there's a second chance romance trope in a romance book, there is usually past and present. So a book like It Ends With Us, that has past and present. I've not read the book, but what I've heard about from the amount of it that is shown on TikTok, you have the past when they were together, and then they were in love, and then you have the present where they're reconnecting after a few number of years. That I don't so much hate, but those second chance romances where some character did something wrong to the other character and it was a whole misunderstanding, and now they have to and now in the present they are trying to resolve it. It starts off as a hate to love, and then they they resolve their issues and rekindle the romance. It's not for me. I like seeing the development of a relationship. It's hard for me to get into a romance if the characters already know each other and already have a dynamic with each other. It's like going into a romance reading an already built relationship. So that's why I prefer the ones that like have the past chapters and the present chapters, because then I can see at least the beginnings of their relationship and how they grew to know each other and stuff like that. But the second chance romances where we don't see the past, we are just instantly supposed to connect with these characters and know their relationship dynamic and know how they know each other and how they interact with each other. I can't. I can't. I like seeing the developmental relationship. That's why I'm in love with slow burn romances, because I want to see these characters get to know each other and give me a reason of why they should be together. That's the whole point of romances for me, is seeing why two characters should be together. I can't stand romances where I can't see it. I can't see why they should be together and why they're good for each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, second chance romance. The third trope, which is kind of like in the middle, is similar to second chance with hate to love. So the third trope is hate to love. I know some people eat this trope up. I know it can be a really good trope sometimes, but then there are those like hate to love romances where I personally read romance so that I can envision myself in the book as the main character falling in love with this potential person. You know what I mean? So I know me in real life could never date someone that I previously have disliked or hated. I just can't imagine it. And it's hard for me to get lost in a book with that as the premise. You know what I mean? Especially if they hate this person for a good reason. And I'll get to that. Especially if you hate this person for a very good reason. I don't so mind the hate to love with like this like cute banter of like, oh, I dislike you, but I actually like kind of really like you. I just like I'm hiding my feelings for you by covering it with dislike. Those I can tolerate, but the absolutely I hate you, spit on the earth, you are scum, I spit on your grave type of hate. I can't. You hated this man, this woman. Chapter 1, now in chapter 15, you are kissing. No! What? Why? How? How are you with this person now?
Shaking my head downtown in disgust. You fought niggas disappoint me. Shaking my damn head, yo. What the fuck is you talking about, my guy?
So I can get lost in stories, as a lot of readers can, but hate to love is one trope that it's hard for me personally, to get lost in. Some hate to love romances are so magnificently done. There's like Miranda Zapata, if she writes a hate to love romance, I'm gonna read it. She's written a second chance romance. I have not read it because I cannot read second chance. But hate to love, I can read by Miranda Zapata, because it either goes either way. I either absolutely hate it or it turns out good. So that's why it's in the middle for me. Like, it's not bad, but it's not. I know I'm not the character, but I can't imagine myself dating someone I do not like. There are very few people I hate in this world, guys. And I dislike them for a reason. Very good reasons. So if I am now going from disliking you for those very good reasons to now dating you, it's impossible. It's impossible for me. Hi everyone, Editing Melissa here. I just want to say that there is a difference between hate to love and enemies to lovers. I can weirdly read enemies to lovers. Like, I'm good with enemies to lovers, but hate to love, if anyone, like, I know that there might be people out there who can tell the difference between hate to love and enemies to lovers. You get me? The next one we have is similar to hate to love, bully romances. It's kind of like a category of hate to love. Bully romances, I do not understand. I don't understand how people can read them. Some of these people go too far, especially if the guy is the bully. Some of these bullies go too far to physically hurting this girl, emotionally abusing her, emotionally humiliating her. And you want me to read this romance and think that they should end up together just because he has daddy issues? Guys. I must forgive this man for chapters and chapters, years of torment and abuse, physical, verbal, whatever type of abuse you might say, humiliating me in front of the whole school. And you want me to fall in love with him just because he has daddy issues and thinks with his mom, when he's a rich boy and he lives alone, he doesn't have any good role models in his life. He was abused himself as a child. I don't care. Whatever reason you're going to give me about why this man, this woman is a bully will not excuse their behavior. And I just, it's the thing with Hate to Love where I can't imagine myself as the character being okay with falling in love with this person. There's a difference. This is one thing that I think a lot of people in the romance community needs to understand. There's a difference between a brooding, stone cold, like silent guy. There's a difference between him and like an arrogant asshole. Because the brooding, silent guy doesn't insult the girl. He's not abusive. Like, he may ignore her. He may ignore her at first and think that, I don't like her personality, it's not for me. But he's never to her face, you're disgusting, you're the scum of the earth, you're so ugly, I would never date you, The brooding guy would never do that. But the asshole bully would. So that's why I prefer brooding guys, because they're just silent. They ignore the main girl at first in the first few chapters, and then he warms up to her. But the asshole bully is rude from the start. I can't stand rude people. So if you're rude from the start, if you're willing to treat me like dirt from the start for whatever reason, how do I know you're not going to treat me like trash at the end of our relationship? How? You don't know. You don't. So no, that's why I can't read Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. It's just, I can't. Bully romances. No, why would you fall in love with someone that's an asshole to you? I don't understand. Okay. Let me calm down. And then we have the final trope that's kind of like on the, I guess I could read it, but I'm going to be rolling my eyes the entire time. It's the I'm not like other girls trope. I think all of us within the romance community can, not even in the romance community, the book community, because this is not only in romances, but in fantasy as well, especially in fantasy, because fantasy likes writing novels where there is the main character who's kind of like the chosen one, who they're the only one that can do what needs to be done to save whatever is happening in the novel. That happens a lot in fantasy. There's the chosen one trope, and then there's the not like other girls trope. They're similar but different. I can read a chosen one. I can't read it. I'm not like other girls, because I do not like reading romances where the main girl literally does not have any female friends, is rude to any other female they encounter, easily jealous. I can't. Where it's like all the main love interest, he's like whenever they're asked to express why they like the main girl so much, they're just like, because you're just so different. I've never met anybody like you. You're not like any of the other girls in this school, in this university, in this workplace. It's just so different from all the other girls I know. And it's like, can you compliment me without comparing me to other people? Is it okay to give me a compliment without comparing me? Or it's the main girl herself, where she's like, all the other girls in this school are trash. All the other girls in this university are trash. They're all hoes. They're all da-da-da-da-da. All the other girls in my workplace are such scum of the earth. All they want to do is get with the boss, get with the CEO. I'm not like them. I don't care about him. But then she ends up with him. Busy trashing the other girls for flirting with the CEO. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, you end up with him, girl. You end up with that man. So don't come busy trashing the other girls at your workplace who've done nothing to you, when you end up in the same position that you were criticizing them for in the beginning. Huh? I'm not like other girls tropes, just sometimes, all the time, sorry, are just too much. Please let the main girl have female friends. Please let her have respect towards other females. Please let her be open-minded at the least. You know what I mean? I don't need the main girl to not have any friends. That's another adjacent thing that I don't like in romance books, where the main girl doesn't have any friends. Because it's like, you need to have your confidence. The main guy can't be her only source of social interaction. I need her to have friends. I need her to have family that she speaks to. The main guy can't be her only thing. And I need those friends to be active within the book, not just show up for 2 chapters and then leave. I need them to be active within the book, please. Please. Well, that's the end of it, guys. Those are the maybe this is part 1. Who knows? But those are the main romance books tropes that I just can't read. Some of them, like that were on this end of the scale, yeah, I can tolerate. But the ones over here, surprise pregnancy, second chance, hate to love, little iffy for me. Some of them are done right. I'm not saying that every hate to love romance book I can't read, but some of them are done very right. Like Mariana Zapata, what is it? Under Lock. Like, it wasn't necessarily hate to love, but she definitely didn't like the main guy in the beginning of the book. But when it's done right, I understand where the main guy can show that he is repenting for his past actions. Like, for in Underlocked, he just said some rude stuff to her in the beginning of the book, but he repented. She told him, you're not going to treat me this way. I deserve an apology. He apologized and he repented and he showed actions about why we should forgive him. And then it got into a friendship where they were building their trust for each other, and then into a relationship. Not just like, I hate you, oh now I love you. Like, no, I need to see some type of cohesive development and why we should forgive whatever character, why we hated them. It should be resolved, the hatred, you know? So yeah, those are the romance book tropes I hate. Hate's a strong word, but I'm going to use that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And please leave a comment down below whether you agree with some of the romance book tropes I was stating here. Whether you agree with me, don't agree with me. I know some people are going to be like, hate to love is the way. And I don't fault you. I don't fault you. So yeah, please also comment some of the romance book tropes you hate as well, because there are a lot. And I maybe need some ideas for the next video, you know. So yeah, thank you guys. I hold grudges against certain characters. I'm like, she may have forgiven you, but I still remember that thing you did in chapter 8. Hey, now it's chapter 50. I still remember what you did in chapter 8. Just because she forgave you doesn't mean I should. I hold grudges.